Hi everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. I have one of my favorite molds out today. This is my tray mold from Molds and Shapes. And I just got these in and I really want to try them, and I want to try all of them. These are Chameleon Flakes. And there's 5 of them and there's 5 sections in this tray. So I figured what a great way to try all of them now that I just cleaned it. And of course, there's more on here, which doesn't matter, I guess, because we're going to put it in here anyway. So I figure I'm going to try to paint these flakes into the tray. I think I'm going to go over these lines right now with one of my gold paint pens, maybe. See if I can keep it on the line. That way it's embedded into the resin. And then we're going to try to get the flakes in here and pour our black resin on here. That is the one that's already pre-black by Let's Resin. So this one is already black. And then if I can catch it on time, I got this little from Dollar Tree. Some of you said go to Dollar Tree. They have a bowl that is oval shaped. Well, this is the only one I could find. So I'm thinking it might be able to be molded in here if I catch it on time. So I'm not going to pour this tonight because it is kind of late at night and I'm not going to sit around waiting to get that perfect time. So I'm going to get all the Chameleon Flakes put in today, get the resin in tomorrow, and then kind of wait. I mean, if I turn the mat on, if you've seen my prior video when me and Don did those paper towel holders, it went from sticky to cured in less than a minute. And I don't want to miss that opportunity to see if I can do a bowl. So let's just start putting in all these Chameleon Flakes. I'm going to try my chrome marker. This one's by Let's Resin. Everything I use is always linked in the description box. So if you're wondering where I'm getting this stuff, that's where I'm getting it. It's all in the description box. Oh, this goes on really nice. And if there's any left on the mold, I'll just wipe it off with a micro brush. So let me get all these lines painted. It'll be easier than doing it after the fact. Plus, it won't stay on after the fact. I mean, it will for a while, but eventually it would rub off. So if you could get it embedded into your resin, that's always a plus. These lines are not that high. That's why I'm hitting the bottom. So I'm just going to grab a little micro brush, one of these little things, and some alcohol. This is a cool little pump thing that lets some alcohol out. And just go in and get off what you don't want there. That's easy cleanup. And because whatever's on your silicone mold is what you're going to see first. So if I went over that with those flakes, you're not going to see it. You're going to see this gold because the gold is the first thing to adhere, in this case, to the silicone. So make sure your silicone is nice and clean before you start doing this. All right, now that that's in, I'm gonna do one block at a time And I've never used flakes before, so this is going to be a learning curve. And I see they're going to blow. I need to turn my ceiling fan off. Okay, now that that's off, it should be better. And you have to press them down. It's not automatic adhesion like a mica powder is. I'm trying not to go over the line. So I will fast forward this for you because this is going to take quite a while to get these flakes laying flat. And I think I'm going to do the sides too. So I don't know if you noticed, there were flakes flying everywhere. This was not fun to keep clean. So between each one of these sections, I did take some alcohol and my paper towel and wipe out the next section because I didn't want the colors bleeding together, even though you probably won't tell very much, but I don't know. I didn't want to take a chance. So now I'm gonna just wash up all that stuff. It's almost like foil excuse me, it's almost like foil flakes in there with some powders. And that's what's flying everywhere. So I'm gonna just mix up some black resin and get this poured. I mixed up 8 ounces of black. I don't know how much I need, honestly, so I might have leftovers. I don't really want it that thick because if I do make a bowl, if I catch it in time, that's gonna be a pretty thick bowl. And I do have to leave my house in like 4.5 hours, so I'm really hoping, this is ready before I go. I should have done it earlier today, but I just didn't get a moment to do it. This is the black resin that's already pre-mixed by Let's Resin, and this stuff is awesome. Oh, this might be good enough. See, you never know what you're gonna need because it's a pretty big tray. I'm just gonna leave the cup coated, so I used almost all of it. Actually, I will scrape it out. It's only about half full. I can't remember. I have to write on my molds. I've been starting to write on my molds how much they take. And I did not do that on this one yet. So I do have to remeasure it, write it on there so I don't forget. And this should be good. It's about half full. That should be a pretty decent thickness, I'm thinking. So what I'm looking for in the next several hours, I'm going to, first of all, spray it and get my bubbles popped. I want to be able to touch the resin without leaving a fingerprint and it also still being soft. So at the point where you can maneuver it, get it out of the mold and move it without leaving a fingerprint, that's when you want to mold it into the bowl. So that's what I'm going to look for. I'm going to check it in a couple hours. This is going to take, I mean, I could turn the heat mat on, but I'm so afraid I'm going to over cure it too quickly and not catch it. So as soon as, and if I miss that window, obviously you'll know in the next segment that I missed the window and I had to leave, so it's end up being a tray. So let's see what happens. So time is getting away from me and it wasn't curing because it is colder in the house today. It's, I think 72 in the house. So I did turn the heat mat on low and it's been on for an hour. Now I could touch it, but I'm still leaving like an indentation and a fingerprint. And it's not pulling away from the side. So maybe in like 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes, it should be good enough to pull out and get molded into the other bowl. It's literally been like 10 minutes since I tested it, and look, that's how fast this heat mat can change something. So it is bendable, but I'm not leaving my fingerprints on here. So I'm gonna pull it out, shut my heat mat off, and I'm gonna grab the bowl. Now let's hope this bowl works. Oh, well, let's see what it looks like. That's really pretty. I mean, you probably can't see good because of all the stinking glare. So let's see if this is even gonna work. I may just put it back in the mold. I don't know if this is the right shape or not. So you need a oval bowl of some sort that it's going to fit in. Now I'm going to fight with this thing now. It looks like it's going to be more of a taco than a bowl. I can't get it to go down. So it's not impossible. The thing is, I need something to hold it down. That way it doesn't pop up when I'm gone, because as soon as I let go of this, it's gonna pop. Well, maybe not. If I can squeeze all the air out from underneath it, maybe it will stay. I am gonna find something heavy. Don has a solution to every problem I ever have. So I may go ask him what his solution would be. because I don't want to mark it, but it will work. This bowl, it's not perfectly centered though, but you can see it is stuck. The question is, do I take it out and try again? That is the question. Or do I just leave it this way? Let me think about it. So this was his solution. He took a little hand weight, a rag, some blocks, and another really heavy weight, and stuffed it on top. Now the sides are pulled away just a little bit, but I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. I'm just hoping that it doesn't leave indentions. I hope that this towel stops any indentions that might come from these heavy weights. So we'll see on demolding, I guess. I've been gone for 7 hours. I did leave the heat mat on for 4 of them, so it's pretty solid. I think I'm going to like take everything off and see if it's done today. I kind of concocted a little, well, it was a little crooked in here, I see that. I'm not sure how to, that's easy. So it came out. Now it does wobble. I don't have a flat bottom, but I guess maybe there's a solution to that. You can always do a puddle of resin and stick it in and cure it. That's one solution. I'm not sure how I'm gonna deal with that, but I'm not gonna do that on the video. But it's not a huge curve. But you can use it for a little bowl, I guess. What do you think? I'll have to get some better pictures. Hopefully the sunlight will be out tomorrow. I like the flakes. Can you see the colors in them? That's really what the whole thing was about, was the color of the flakes. They're all really pretty, but the one thing you do have to do is make sure you take your time and press them down. The lighting is so bad in this room, especially at night. Oh, that's pretty. Purple and blue right there. Anyway, that is today's bowl, you guys. I do need to trim this edge. It's a little sharp right here because I didn't fully fill the mold. So anytime you don't fill a mold, you're going to get a lip on the edge. So I will trim that. I will get some pictures and some better lighting for you. Let me know what you think. Give me some color schemes for this mold that has 5 blocks, or some techniques to use in it. There's so many things you can do. Thanks guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed something. I hope you learned something actually. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.